Last week, my 32-year-old son was trying to explain to me how he felt like he didn't have a nose. This is the way he communicated that he was having some sinus issues. This may sound odd to you, but it may not seem so strange when I tell you that my son Nate was born with the left side of his brain missing. It can be scary for some of you to know how to communicate with someone like my son. You may not know what to say or how to say it. Throughout this talk, I would like to give some ideas that will make communicating with children and adults with special needs less intimidating. There are many different stages of communication when it comes to a special need child. The first form of communication comes from the doctor when a parent receives the news that their child will have problems that will affect the rest of their lives. This will be a shock to them, and they will be too stunned to listen to everything the doctor tells them they can expect. There is a learning curve that parents go through in order to help their child in the best way. I tell you this so that you will have empathy and understand that these parents are learning and may not always handle things in the way you might think they should. Please don't be harsh in your judgment. When communicating with a child with special needs, there are several things to remember. The first is to interact with them. Introduce yourself and explain how you know them and who you are. My son will always tell me that he met a friend of mine. He doesn't usually remember their name, but he likes when people talk to him. The second is to observe the child. Some children with special needs have sensory issues and verbalize discomfort differently. Remember that they use their behavior to communicate. You can always ask their parents if you need advice on the best way to communicate. Communicating with an adult with special needs is not much different than with a child. Remember that they want to be treated with respect and courtesy like everyone else. This is a photo of my son's Special Olympic team after winning their gold medal. I will now share some tips that will make communication more effective. The first tip is to speak clearly and directly. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to talk to them slowly or use a different tone of voice as if you were talking to a child. They want to be spoken to in the same manner you would talk to any other adult. They want to feel like they are any other adult. So when you talk to them in a baby voice, it makes them feel unimportant. The next tip is to make eye contact, which lets them know that you are listening and you respect them. Next is to not make decisions for them. Most adults with special needs want to feel independent, so when you decide for them, it takes away their sense of independence. They will ask for help if they need it. This can be difficult at times because it is natural to want to offer assistance when you see someone struggling. Just remember to ask if they would like help before you take over. As you can see from this photo, they are very capable and can accomplish many things that are unexpected. Lastly, I don't want to forget how difficult it can be to be a sibling of a child with special needs. These siblings have the extra burden of helping their parents and also protecting their brother or sister from the outside world. My son Nate has wonderful siblings, but especially his oldest sister Natalie. You can see her and her husband Mark in the photo with Nate at his skiing lessons. I will never forget the time that Natalie had to protect Nate from being bullied on the school bus. The parents of the kids who were teasing Nate then got mad at Natalie. These parents failed to recognize my daughter's burden and teach their children to treat all with respect. My last tip is to teach your children how to respond to others with special needs. Also to recognize that these siblings may need extra attention sometimes. I want to end by offering a challenge to take these tips and use these skills the next time you come in contact with a child or adult with special needs. Please don't be nervous or afraid to talk to them. I think you will find that it can be a rewarding experience. Thank you.